Welcome back. Previously we were discussing about measures of skewness and different methods for measuring skewness. Let us continue with the rest of the topic that comes under the same category. Next area, measures of kurtosis. Kurtosis is actually a part of measures of skewness. It is used to measure the degree of a distribution related to the peakedness or a normal. As far as the measurement of a shape is concerned, we have two characteristics. We can represent a distribution graphically, and one such method is skewness, which refers to the symmetry of a series. We have learned previously regarding what is meant by skewness and what is meant by symmetry. And next area is kurtosis, which measures the peakedness of a normal curve. It is another graph which measures the peakedness of a curve. Peakedness of a curve means the height of a curve. Sometimes it may be higher or it may be lower. Likewise, all the frequency curves expose different degree of flatness or peakedness. Peakedness means height of the curve. This characteristic of frequency curve is termed as kurtosis. Measures of kurtosis denote the shape of the top of the frequency curve. So, how it's going to be represented? Measures of kurtosis tell us to the extent to which a distribution is more peaked or more flat top than the normal curve. A normal curve which is symmetrical and bell-shaped, which we have discussed in case of skewness, is designated as mesokurtic because it is kurtic in the center. We will come to that part. So let us discuss the same with the help of an graph. So this is a graph, and if you go through this graph, you can see that the height of the curve is too high. So it is a peaked curve which is represented by the term leptokurtic because it is a peaked curve or a curve which is having highest position. If you go to the second one, see, you have another curve which is almost lower than the first one, and it is known as mesokurtic. And usually in almost all the cases, mesokurtic is the curve considered to be the normal curve. And finally, this one is somewhat smaller than the previous one. It is known as platykurtic, just like the term, it is a flat one, that is known as platykurtic. So this is how curves are represented, and this representation of curves on the basis of distribution which we are undergoing to study is known as measures of kurtosis. So kurtosis helps in identifying whether the given distribution or given details comes under any of the three categories. So remember, mesokurtic is a normal one. If the curve is below mesokurtic, it is known as platykurtic, and if a curve above is mesokurtic, is known as leptokurtic. That is a concept of measures of kurtosis. Next one, the measure of kurtosis. Measure of kurtosis means how we can measure the kurtosis using mathematical equation. The measure of kurtosis derived from moments. We will discuss regarding the moments in the next one. The ratio between the fourth moment and the square of the second moment is the measure of the kurtosis. And the equation will be like this. This is a sign for kurtosis equal to, this sign is known as mu. Mu4 means there is 4 categories: mu1, mu2, mu3, mu4. We will discuss that part in the next slide. Mu4 means fourth category, divided by mu2 square. That is the equation for finding or measuring kurtosis. And during the computation, if you get a value as 3, then that distribution is known as mesokurtic curve or normal curve. If you get a value less than 3, it is known as platykurtic. See, mesokurtic, if you get a value less than 3, it is known as platykurtic, and if you get a value more than 3 or greater than 3, it is known as leptokurtic. That is the interpretation for the computation. You have to interpret accordingly. Next one, moments. So before we go into the moment concept, you need to understand what is meant by moments. Some of you might have heard the term moment in science subject. Actually, moment is a familiar mechanical term for the measure of a force with reference to its tendency to produce rotation. Actually, it is a term from science subject. The strength of this tendency depends obviously upon the amount of the force and the distribution from the origin of the point at which the force is exerted. All these explanations relating to the science, it doesn't affect our syllabus. For the time being, just explaining what is meant by moments and how it comes to our subject. It actually is a science-oriented subject, and why we are using moment in our subject. So, moment is a term generally used in physics, mechanics and physics, mechanics, and refers to the turning effect or the rotation effect of a force. That is something which is repetitive in nature. When it is applied in statistics, it describes the various characteristics of frequency distribution, that is central tendency, dispersion, skewness, and kurtosis. Moment can be defined as the arithmetic mean of various powers of deviation from the mean of a distribution. Actually, it is a method which is used to measure tendency, measures of central tendency, measures of dispersion, skewness, and kurtosis, all these 4 main heads from a given distribution or a case. By using moments, we can easily find all these 4 points. That is the concept of moments. And we use these moments to measure the variation between the distributions. It helps in measuring the scatteredness, whether it is asymmetric or not, whether there is variability exists or not, whether there is a central average for the distribution exists or not, likewise. Because all these areas comes under central tendency, measures dispersion, kurtosis, and skewness. All these 4 can be studied under the moments. That is the concept of moments. So, before we go into the concept, we need to identify that central moment is represented by the sign R and is denoted by mu. In the computation part, we will be using this one, mu. This is known as mu. It is a Greek letter. It also has categories like individual series, discrete series, and continuous series. And the method for discrete as well as continuous series are almost similar. So we are showing only 2 different categories, individual series and another for discrete series and continuous series. That is known as frequency distribution. So the equation will be, since it has to deal with central tendency, dispersion, skewness, and kurtosis, 4 different methods at the same time, it uses 4 different types of equation. See, the first equation is mu1. Mu1 means it is this method or equation is used to measure the mean, the distributions of mean. So equation is sigma x minus mean divided by n. X minus mean means deviation. So sigma x minus mean by n. This is in case of an integral series, but in case of a discrete series, we will be having frequency. So the equation will be sigma f into x minus mean by n. Remember one more thing. Here the n is capital N. Remember, you have to use capital N because in frequency case n denominator is represented by capital N. Capital N means total of frequency. Okay, first method is measuring for central tendency is over. Next one, measure of variance, that is measures of dispersion. In order to check the measure of dispersion, we are using this equation, that is sigma mean minus mu, x minus mu in the whole square divided by n in case of an integer series, and in case of a discrete or continuous series, the equation will be sigma f into x minus mean the whole square divided by capital N. Remember, try to use capital N. So we have completed two set of cases. Next one is measure of skewness. For measuring the skewness distribution, we are using this equation mu3 equal to sigma x minus mean the whole cube divided by small n. Same case, the only difference is f, and here it will be capital N. Try to use capital N. And finally, and the last one, kurtosis. The equation is C mu4. If you remember, we have mentioned this mu4 previously. And the equation is sigma x minus mean raised to 4 by n into and sigma f into x minus mean raised to 4 divided by capital N. So these are the equations of moments for measuring mean, variance, skewness and kurtosis in a given distribution. Let's go through the equation. We will discuss about some of the cases that comes under moments. Find the first four moments. Find the first four moments means 1, 2, 3, 4. Given values given below. 5 items of x is given. So first of all, you need to find mean, because see, whatever the series it may be, you need to find mean. See, every case you need mean. So once you get the details, first of all you need to find a mean. Then you have to prepare a table on the basis of the details given in the question, because we have to add more columns regarding the computation part. First one is x, next one is x minus mean. See, for new one computation you need sigma x minus mean, that is total of x minus mean. So you need to consider x minus mean. Remember, you need to consider the sign. The next one, mean minus mean 2. So next column, mean minus mu2, and the next column, next one, mean x minus mean raised to 3. So x minus mean raised to 3, and finally x minus mean raised to 4, and final column also computed. Once you computed all these columns, you need to take the total of each individual column, because you need to take the total of each value. See, sigma x minus mean, so you need to take the totals only. So by substituting in each equation, first one, sigma x minus mean means 0. 0 divided by n means number of items, 5, that is 0. Next one, 15.2, that is 76 divided by 5. And next one, 252 divided by 5, 50.4. And finally, 2740 divided by 5, that is 548. And once you've done that, you need to find coefficient of skewness and measure of kurtosis. Whenever you are come across a question regarding moments, try to find all these items. So once you find the moments, you have to find coefficient of skewness. Coefficient of skewness is equation is simple. mu3 divided by, this one is mu2 cube. mu3 is already here, and mu2 cube. mu2 means this one. You need to take the cube root of this one. So by solving that, you will get 50 by 50.4 divided by 15.2 cube raised to 15.2 cube root. This can be represented like that. Here it is mu2 cube, that means mu2 is 15.2, so 15.2 cube, and you need to take the square root of that value. Then you will get 59.3. So the answer, coefficient of skewness is 0.83. And finally, measure of kurtosis. The equation is mu4 divided by mu2 square. mu4 is 548 divided by mu2 square means this one. mu2 square means 15.2 the whole square. So you will get 2.37. So this is how you need to find the values of moments, coefficient of skewness as well as kurtosis. And be familiar with all these steps, because you may come across some more cases with some sort of adjustment likewise. So let us discuss another case regarding the same category. Find the four moments from the following distribution. Apart from that four moments, you try to find coefficient of skewness and measure of kurtosis, and in this case you need to interpret on the details given below. That is the main part, interpretation, because on the basis of values you need to interpret whether the distribution is platykurtic or mesokurtic or leptokurtic, or whether it is positively skewed, whether it is negatively skewed, likewise. We will come to that part. See the question. It is a continuous series situation. Class and frequency is given. Just write down these details in a table, because only on the basis of tables only we can find the answer. And before we go into the table part, you need to find the mean. So first of all you need to find the mean, because mean is the main aspect for the computation part of the moments, because in each equation we are using mean. Once you find the mean, try to write down all the details in the table. But before we go into the table, remember previously in individual series it is very easy to find x minus mean raised to 2 and raised to 3 and raised to 4. But when it comes to f into x minus mean raised to 2, 3 and 4, there is a slight difference in computation, and you have to be very cautious regarding that. See, first one is first moment, that is mu1. In that case your numerator will be f into x minus mean. It is obtained by multiplying f and x minus mean, so it is very easy. Next one, f into x minus mean the whole square. How you are going to find that? Remember, you have already find f into x minus mean. You have to multiply that with x minus mean. This is how you have to find f into x minus mean the whole square. I hope you are understanding the concept. Here the square, cube and raised to 4 is not found out by multiplying that particular column 2 or 3 or 4 times. It is by multiplying the subsequent different columns. So next one, f into x minus mean raised to 3. Then it will be very simple. Previously it was f into x minus mean square. F into x minus mean square into x minus mean. That is the concept. And finally f into x minus mean raised to 4. Then it will be f into x minus mean raised to 3 into x minus mean. This is how you have to find the various columns, that is f into x minus mean raised to 2, 3 and 4. You have to be very cautious regarding computation of that particular columns. So once you understand this concept, let us go to the table part. See, I just substituted all the details given in the question towards the table and already found out the mid values of each class. So once you found the class, next you need to find x minus means. So here x minus fx means this the part is done for finding out the mean of the series, and you all know how to find the mean of certain series which is in continuous pattern. So once you found the mean, next one, x minus mean. It is very easy. X minus mean is very easy to compute. Next one, f into x minus mean means f into this one. I hope you know how to find that. Next one, f into x minus mean the whole square means you need to multiply this one with this one. And next one, f into x minus mean raised to 3, and finally f into x minus mean raised to 4. I hope you know how to find the multiplicated values of each columns. If you have any doubt, please let me know. So once you have found all these columns, just substitute these values in the equation. We all know how to substitute that values. First one is mu v1 equal to sigma f into x minus mean divided by capital N. Remember, try to use capital N. Here f into x minus mean is 0. 0 divided by n is total of f 10, so it is 0. Next one, mean 2 is sigma f into x minus mean the whole square by n. Here it is 57.60 divided by 10 is equal to 5.76. And mu 3 is sigma f into x minus mean raised to 3 by n, that is 63.36 divided by 10, you will get 6.36. And finally mu 4 is 809.47 divided by 10, you will get 80.95. So now you have almost find all the four moments representing mean, dispersion, skewness as well as kurtosis. Once you found all the moments, you need to find coefficient of skewness. So the equation for coefficient of skewness is mu3 divided by mu2 cube raised to root. So mu2 is 5.76. You need to take the cube root of this one. Once you find the cube root, you need to take the square root of that value. So by substituting that, you will get an answer 0.46. In the question, it was said to interpret the details. You got the value 0.46. 0.46 is a number greater than 0. So it is a positively distributed detail. So this distribution is positive. This is how you need to interpret. Next one, measure of kurtosis. The equation is mu4 divided by mu2 square. Mu4 is 80.95 divided by mu2 square is 5.76. 5.76 square, you will get 2.44. And kurtosis, we have discussed that if there are three scales, if you get a value equal to 3, then it will be mesokurtic. If it is less than 3, it will be platykurtic, and if it is greater than 3, it will be leptokurtic. Here you got a value 2.44, which is less than 3. So our curve will be a distribution which is platykurtic. So this is how you have to interpret the computation results. So just go through it. Try to identify and understand each and every step. And if you have any queries, please let me know. And finally, we will go to the last part of this area, Lorentz curve. Lorentz curve is actually the last method of dispersion. It is otherwise known as graphic method of dispersion. A graphic method of showing the dispersion was adopted by Dr. Max O. Lorentz. That is why this curve is known as Lorentz curve. A famous economic statistician. And it is a device used to show the measurement of economic inequalities as in the distribution of income and wealth. Usually we use Lorentz curves in economics. Lorentz curve can also be studied for the distribution of profits and wages, which will be applicable in our case. So let us go to the graphical part. It is a graphic method by studying dispersion in a series. It is a graph drawn to a frequency distribution, taking the cumulative percentage values of the frequency along with the x-axis and cumulative percentage values of the variable along the y-axis. That means f and x. The cumulative value of the x will be taken in the x-axis and the cumulative values of the x variable in the y-axis. That is the concept. And the figure will be like this. It is just an example of a table where y-axis represents income, Q means cumulative, and x-axis represented by number of families, cumulative. So once you get a distribution, you need to take the cumulative values of x as well as f. Till now we have been dealing with taking cumulative values of frequencies. But for representing in a Lorentz curve, you need to take the cumulative values of x as well as f. Once you find the x and f cumulative values, you need to represent those values in a graph. So this is how a graph will look like, and you can see that there is a straight line coming from the center or point to the upward. If the distribution is equal or symmetric, a line will be a straight line from 0 to upward point. If the distribution is asymmetrical, the curve will be like this. And how we are going to interpret it? Farther the curve from the middle line means more variations or more variability. If the curve is closer to the middle line, that means the variations and variability is minimal. That is the concept of Lorentz curve. And how to measure the variability of inequality from a Lorentz curve? We have just mentioned it. If there is no inequality in the distribution, Lorentz curve will coincide with the line of the equal distribution. Sometimes our computation line will be straight line, like just like this one. That is a very rare case. The more the Lorentz curve is away from the line of equal distribution, the greater is the inequality or variability. See this gap. If the gap is more, variability will be high. If the gap is less, the variability will be low. That is the concept of representing or interpreting a Lorentz curve. Where we'll be using this Lorentz curve? In the beginning, I have mentioned that it is actually a economic method. It is a method used in economics, and it is used to study the variability in a distribution of income, wealth, and it helps in comparing variability relating to a phenomenon regarding the economic situation of a certain region or between different countries. It studies the changes in variability over a period. So these are the cases that comes under Lorentz curve. So just go through all the areas which we have discussed now, and if you have any queries, please let me know, and try to work out as many problems as you can, and don't rely only on the problem and theory presented in these slides. Try to add more points and try to work out more problems. Then only you will be very proficient in this subject. So that's all for today. Thank you.